Plants vs. Zombies, the game where you have to defend your house from zombies using special plants. I'm sure everyone remembers this game. My dad and I loved playing it on our Xbox 360. Out of all the plants, Chomper had to be my favorite. I mean, he could eat a zombie whole. Sure, he does take a while to chew, but I still think he's great to use. My dad likes Chomper too, because it reminded him of the piranha plant from Super Mario Bros., a game from when he was my age. However, this story isn't about how cool we think Chomper is, but it's about something else. It all started one night a couple of months ago. My mom was still at work, so my dad and I decided to play some versus mode on Plants vs. Zombies on our Xbox 360. We turned on the Xbox and opened the game. Before we went to the versus option, I told my dad I wanted to go to the shop and check my coins, and maybe buy something. So I opened the shop and saw that I had 10,300 coins. I searched through the shop to see what I could buy when I came to the plant section. And then I saw a plant that I had never seen before. It looked like an upgrade for the Chomper, which was a bit odd. This Chomper was also completely black, with the only things that weren't black were the leaves on the back of its head, which were dark green and looked a bit torn and ripped. Its lips and teeth were red. Its lips were light red while its teeth were dark red. And the strangest thing was, it only cost 10 coins. I decided to purchase it because, like I said before, I really liked Chomper. But when I hovered over the item to purchase it, Crazy Dave suddenly said, "Don't buy that, you might make a mistake." That caught me off guard because we had never seen him say that. But did you think a crazy dude with a cooking pot on his head was going to stop me? No. So I purchased the Chomper. But when I did, Crazy Dave closed his eyes and shook his head in pity. My dad and I were both confused, as we had never seen him do that before. But we both assumed it was some sort of rare animation, so we exited the shop and entered the versus mode. I selected to play plants, while my dad selected zombies. I chose Sunflower, Pea Shooter, Repeater, Chomper, Walnut, and the Black Chomper, which was called the Beast. My dad selected the Gravestone, as well as regular zombie, conehead zombie, trash can zombie, football zombie, and the Gargantuar. The match then started. I placed some sunflowers to get sun, while my dad placed gravestones to get brains. I planted pea shooters and repeaters to stop the zombies he sent, and chompers to take out heavy armor zombies. However, I didn't realize he saved a lot of sun for the Gargantuar, and he spawned it. I figured now would be a good time to try this beast plant, so I planted it over one of my chompers. The beast slowly approached and crushed one of my walnuts. It was about to crush the beast too, when suddenly, the beast opened its mouth super wide with a cracking sound, scooped up the Gargantuar and crushed it in its mouth. I could hear the Gargantuar yelling in pain as blood started to splatter everywhere. When it was finished, all of the plants and zombies stopped moving and just sat there, frozen in fear. The beast then stretched its neck over to the other zombies and ate them as well, and then it did the same thing to the plants. When it was done, the lawn was covered in blood and the body parts of plants and zombies. And then the TV turned off, along with the Xbox 360. My dad and I were shocked. How could something so violent be in a game like this? We hardly slept a wink that night. The next morning, my dad and I were eating breakfast and trying hard to forget about the events of last night. Just then, my mom came in and said that she found a very strange plant while she was gardening. She said the plant looked like a Venus flytrap, except it was black with dark green leaves and a red mouth. When my dad and I heard that, we were horrified. We quickly rushed outside to the garden and there it was. The beast plant. Or at least a Venus flytrap that looked like it, as it was black with a red mouth and torn leaves in the back. My mom thought it was some sort of invasive species, so she reached down to pick it out. We tried to stop her, but it was too late. As soon as my mom's hand came close to the plant suddenly bit her hand clean off her arm. My mom screamed as blood started gushing everywhere. I quickly ran into the garage and grabbed a bottle of weed killer. I then sprayed the beast with it. The beast then let out a high-pitched screech that could make ears bleed, and then it flopped over and died. We quickly rushed my mom to the hospital, but unfortunately, there was nothing the doctors could do. No matter how many bandages they put over the wound, the blood just poured right through it as if it was nothing. In the end, my mom passed away due to blood loss. When my dad got home, we went into the living room to discuss what would happen next. Just then, we saw a note on the floor in front of the TV. My dad picked the note up off the floor and read it aloud. This is what the note read. "Thank you for destroying that monster, neighbor. Hopefully it never comes back. Sincerely, Crazy Dave." I have heard many stories from other people online about them encountering weird plants in PVZ that would give them real-life consequences. I thought nothing of those stories at first, as I thought they were just hoaxes, but after my experience, I feel like something bigger is going on. I remember one of the stories being about this one guy who encountered a red tangle kelp that drowned a girl in a swimming pool, and another story about this other guy who found a pea shooter's head that decapitated one of his friends. Could this beast chomper be connected, or was it just a separate thing altogether? I have many questions, and I'm most likely far from answers, but I'm glad that beast won't bother me anymore. And as for my mom, may she rest in peace.